Hey guys, we're going to do the weekly tarot reading. Like I said, I'm going to get these going on again because, especially with all the changes that are going on, it's just like so much and everything. Of course, we know with Roe, I've got plenty of videos on that. We're going to talk a little bit about some things that are in the news. With that, just with the falling out ever since Rose overturned. One of the subscribers just commented on one of my posts in community about it, and I will definitely mention it. But we've got, a lot going on there. And yep, I got my pro choice. You bet. And I'm probably going to order more of these shirts. Okay. And stuff. I'm keeping an eye out and stuff because like I said, I have no problem going out in public with something like this. I will. As I will advertise the way I feel. I don't give a damn. This is my freedom of speech exercise. And I'm gonna get some more witch shirts too. All kinds of stuff. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But let's talk about the one that's going on here. And this is a big news. See, you're going to hear all kinds of stuff in the news, all kinds of cases coming out. But the big one, and this is what one of the subscribers just posted. A 10-year-old girl was denied abortion in Ohio. And of course, yes, this is an incest victim and stuff. So there's, it's just terrible. Let's go with the Newsweek one. She's 10. Child rape victims. Abortion denial sparks outrage on Twitter. So, yep, here they go. Here they go. And see, this is the thing, when people are pro-choice, the pro-life, they don't want to acknowledge that these things really happen, right? Oh, maybe just rare little, 1%. Okay, happens more than we would like to acknowledge. So this is in Newsweek. A 10-year-old rape victim in Ohio was denied abortion, sparking outrage online as many Republican-led states strip away reproductive rights following the Supreme Court's overruling of Roe versus Wade. I mean, what are we going to do? Put the 10-year-olds in jail? I mean, what the hell? A Dr. Caitlin Bernard, an obstetrician gynecologist in Indianapolis, received a call last Monday, 3 days after the court's ruling, from a child abuse doctor in Ohio who had a 10-year-old girl in their office who was 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant and therefore ineligible to receive an abortion in the state, according to a reporter from the Indianapolis Star. The child was unable to receive an abortion in Ohio because of the state's bans the procedure after 6 weeks when fetal cardiac activity may be detected. Some Republican-led states banned abortions at that point, claiming that a heartbeat can be detected within that time frame. However, the so-called fetal heartbeat bans on abortion have faced criticism from medical experts, many of whom argue there is no heartbeat at 6 weeks. Rather, doctors can detect a flutter, in the region where the heart will eventually form. Okay, so see, there's, debate on this. Additionally, many women and girls do not know they are pregnant at that point. But this little one, for whatever reason, they got them tested and found out. Okay, a ban has not taken effect in Indiana yet, which meant that the girl will be able to travel to Dr. Bernard for the procedure. Other information about a child's case was unknown, likely due to her age. Well, I can imagine. Bernard told the Star that it's hard to imagine that in just a few short weeks we will have no ability to provide that care. However, lawmakers in Indiana are pushing for the state to enact its own abortion restrictions, which may force women and girls seeking the medical procedure to travel even further to receive it. Okay? Critics argue the girl's situation shows the devastating impact of the Supreme Court's decision, which will result in other children who are victims of rape being forced to carry their pregnancies to term. Here it comes, all of that. Following the court's decision, many states trigger law. So once that, Roe is overturned, here it comes into effect, right? Laws banning abortion passed in anticipation of the ruling went into effect, essentially banning the procedure for large swaths of the country. Other states with conservative legislators are also moving to ban the procedure, while Democratic states have tightened abortion predictions. And I know there's a lot of concern if, there could be a federal ban. There are all kinds of stuff. A North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein, a Democrat who's been critical of the Supreme Court decision, described laws banning the girl from being able to receive an abortion as insane. That's a very good way to put it. A 10-year-old victim of abuse denied an abortion in Ohio because she was 3 days past the 6-week pregnant. This is insane. She's 10 years old, he tweeted Friday night. I said, yes. And, and then, of course, there's a whole lot, on that. Now, I believe she is traveling out of state to be able to get this. But there's, and then there's even a comment, somebody on Twitter commented, victimize the victim, victimize her parents. How in the hell is this acceptable to force a 10-year-old rape survivor to carry the rapist's offspring and deprive the family of choice to spare her body and mind the traumas? See, not all little ones can survive this, okay? She's 10. Abortion is a human right. Okay, so, there's so much going on and stuff. But yes, I do believe she is traveling out of state. But yeah, they're looking at ways to even, stop them from, being able to travel and stuff. This is terrible. This is terrible. But this is what it's coming down to. I see what, the pro-life movement tries to make people feel is this is rare. This is rare. This is just a little percent. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a little bigger than we would like to think or acknowledge that these things happen. They can happen very often, of course, in the family, some kind of family member, but it can happen strangers. It can be teachers. There's so many things, that are going on. And this is one of the reasons that we need to have these laws. It's stuff. This poor little one has been through enough. Okay, and stuff. She's been through enough. And then, like I said, one of the things we got to understand also, is that littler ones are starting to get their periods younger. Now, there is various theories why that is happening, but, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but my little one, she got hers fairly early, let's just say that. But one of the things that nurse told me was that steroids that they put in the meat, the things they are doing to our food, okay, and stuff. Apparently there is things like that are causing little ones to get them early, okay. And also, if a child also, is being tested, I try to be careful because of YouTube. Sometimes that can also trigger a period to come in sooner. Stuff like that. So there's all kinds of factors, but a lot of the little ones are starting to get them earlier. Okay, but yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and even some states that are trying to get things out of the way so men can marry young children. All this. Oh my God, it's so gross. It's so gross. What is happening? What is happening in this country? But yes, so here it comes. Okay, and this is not the only case you're going to hear about. You're probably, it may be weekly, monthly, all kinds, things are going to come out. Okay, except with this case, that case, or when there's casualties. Okay, when there's casualties, all kinds of things are going to be coming that you are going to see, and that are a result of the fallback of because of what these sons of bitches on the Supreme Court did. Okay, and stuff. And, there's, just been a lot. I think somebody commented on one of my posts and they claimed they were a lawyer, and stuff. And they were saying, oh, they didn't know, they could have changed their mind. They're trying to make up all these excuses, gaslighting. And this has been in the works for a very long time. Okay, to get these people on Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, I can't remember the name of the justice something, some organization, okay, gives these people money, okay, to promote them, to get them even that, to sit in front of Congress, to be on these congressional hearings. Okay, there is money involved, okay, and stuff. I forgot what it's called, justice something. And anyway, so, but they fund these people, okay, to get on the Supreme Court and cover all their stuff, to promote them, to get them that moment where they can be in that hearing so they can be, considered, and stuff as a nominee. Okay, so there's a whole, these people are chosen. They are chosen, trust me. So anybody who says, like when they came up there and lied, okay, there's money that got them there. And stuff. And of course they're going to lie because they had an ulterior motive. And stuff. And then when they sit there, when they finally, got their way and their position and their majority, then they took it out. Of course they did. Right as soon as they could. Okay, this is all in the plan. So anybody who tries to say, I think she tried to say, well, they hadn't studied the law yet. Oh, they studied this law. They knew it like the back of their hand. They have been working on this. This has been something methodically worked on ever since Roe became legal, and even beyond that, if it could become legal. Okay, this has been in the works all this time, and there is money behind it. Okay, period. So don't people like tell me if you're going to make a comment, don't try to sell me a bill of goods. As up there is a lot of money involved in all this stuff. Okay, and a lot of it and stuff. And there are some, obviously some little person who really believe that because of their religious convictions that this is the way it is. Okay, but then there are those who want to control women, and then there are those that also want more white babies. Okay, and because they're all concerned about the white becoming the minority, and then there are those who are looking at a labor force. Okay, that if we're not making enough babies, that we won't have a labor force to be able to function in the country. There's all kinds. It's so it's not just a singular agenda. It is many. It is many. Okay, all involved with wanting to take down Roe. Okay, and none of it is for good intentions. I will tell you, none of it is for good intentions. Okay, and that's it. Myself, there's so much going on. So yeah, but I wanted to let you kind of know that, be aware of that. Now another thing, even just people coming to me personally, and stuff, that I've been talking to, that there are those, either them or someone they know, people are getting denied birth control. They need to replace their IUD. They need this. The doctors are they're afraid to even touch this, or maybe somehow their hands are tied. They're afraid of losing their license or being fined or being jailed or what all the many things that can happen. So there are women all over right now that are not able to do their birth control. Okay, so see, remember, it's not just about, and everything, abortion. They're trying to stop women from being able to control, okay, their ability to be able to regulate, whether they get pregnant or not, with any kind of birth control and stuff like that. And somebody even made a point, on a post, which is the thing, because I know a lot of people say, well, don't have sex and everything. I notice we don't really say that to men, but we say that to women. We put that responsibility on them, don't have sex. What about all these men who want sex, right? But even married people, they're not supposed to have sex? Okay, why is this such a dirty thing? And if a woman does want to have sex and be able to have a partner and enjoy some kind of pleasure and things like that, why is that such a bad thing? Why is that such a dirty thing? And stuff, if men do it, why they're not, it's not but it's a dirty thing when a woman wants that. And stuff, there's so much wrong. There's so much wrong with all that. I could just, it's awful. It's awful. Oh, I do want to talk about, I did get an email from one of my subscribers and stuff. I want to keep their privacy, but just, so I won't give names or anything, but a shout out to them. They did send me an email, and I am actually going to look at this and prepare for this, because they actually made, they sent me an email. Hold on one sec. And everything. And my email is in my about if you ever want to get a hold of me. But I do appreciate, I'm a subscriber to your wonderful channel and listen and watch your channel when you post. You are the only reader, in my opinion, whose predictions come true. Now, I just want to say I'm probably not the only. There are some good readers. Lita Rodriguez, Tarot Down Under. I know there is Trudy, is it Trudy Light Tarot or something like that? She's pretty good. Except Revealing Light Tarot has been pretty good. Those are my old school tarot readers. I like to listen to them. They're kind of a little bit older and things like that. Joyce All Knowing Tarot is a pretty good tarot reader. I just want to say, I know they've made some on predictions, but I thank you. I appreciate that. I do try to be on as much as possible. So I appreciate that. I felt this urgency about SCOTUS, especially Clarence Thomas, that we as light workers should start prayer vigils and special prayers against Clarence Thomas. Yeah, you bet. Because he's angry and society uses the Supreme Court as a weapon to take vengeance on his so-called enemies, meaning us, the people. Yeah, and Clarence Thomas is he's always been a scumbag. And, his wife, Ginny, is horrible too. She was part of the insurrection. We've got proof that, she's messaging, and all that stuff. They're all very dark and everything. And, and he says he knows his wife Ginny is going to be called to testify, but she's not going to I don't think she's going to testify. And that's why even some of the readers are like, no, I'm not even going to bother because it ain't going to happen. And so I think Trudy was the one who said that and stuff. But yes, going into prayer, definitely. Now, one of the things, even we have a supermoon. I've been talking about to some of my people that have been coming to me, like a good time to manifest. And I'm going to get a video on it but also that July 13th supermoon. Okay, that is the brightest moon of 2022. Okay, that's that good feminine power. Okay, that would be a good moon to really manifest on. So that would be an excellent day to really set intentions, especially with a lot of this drama going on. Okay, so I will probably just answer that on email publicly. I will probably get a video going on, okay, to be able to kind of set intention with that supermoon, because that, like I said, it's very serendipitous that that supermoon is coming right after all this, and it's going to be powerful. It's called the buck moon and everything, so it's going to be a big one. But yeah, so many with the laws and stuff, and everything. And I've talked about a little bit, if you saw my last video where I talked about, what all this is happening, and still there's things going on with Trump and the hearings. Is he going to be Teflon Don? I do feel some charges will pop up. Okay, I feel Department of Justice, but will they stick? I feel a little bit of spirit behind it. Okay, whether that happens, it's stuff, especially if he does become the nominee, which, like I said, I'm not ready to read that just yet, but I definitely feel, I'm sure he wants to get in there. Okay, he loves the attention. He loves going to these rallies. It's all about him and stuff. And then I also talked about my last read a little bit of like Mark Rubio. I do feel he's probably gonna go for it and stuff. I just can't see him not doing that. There's a lot of people who are really looking to see him if they want an alternative, okay, to Trump. A lot of people have eyes on Mark Rubio, which, like I said, I'm not a fan, but if I was a Republican and I had to choose between the lesser of two evils, I would definitely go for Mark versus Trump, because Trump was just going to lead us into a bunch of drama. But yeah, I don't care for his say gay crap. And the way he handled the situation with the mask and everything, I do not agree with, of course. But he is definitely the lesser of. Okay, that's just the way it is. So, but yeah, there's so much going on and everything. So just kind of sitting here, with what we're going to look at. We're going to kind of tune in. And, maybe, which deck? Maybe I will use my other... yeah, let's use this deck. We're going to use this kind of energy and stuff. I think I'll use this deck. This is one of my newer decks that I got. This one my boyfriend actually bought me and stuff, which is good. And this is another Gilded. I think this is the, oh God, which one is it? It's some Gilded Tarot, one of them. I think I have all of Sir Marchetti's decks and stuff. I've been using his decks for years and stuff. So we'll go kind of take a look, see what Spirit has to say. I know a lot of you, like I said, you're frustrated as far as with, everything going on with Roe, the changes. A lot of people worry about LGBTQ. Hopefully I said that right. Rights and everything that is going on. Remember, we can't be just sitting there afraid. We're certainly not going to take it lying down. We got to turn it all into power. Okay, any kind of anger, just power, action, a lot of voting, getting the voice out there. There's so much. But also even, one of the things I'm even considering, I may actually start funding Planned Parenthood. Now, I know I'm going to give them a donation, but I might add it to my list of charities I donate to every month. I still got to think about it, and stuff, because I've already got two. I donate to ASPCA and St. Jude's every month. I've been doing that for a few years, and I may actually add them to my list and stuff. But I would look at even kind of donate, to some women causes. Planned Parenthood is a good one, of course. Put your money where your mouth is. I'd almost rather give them the money than maybe the Democratic Party, because, are they really helping us? They need to get some change in there. So let's go ahead and look. What does Spirit have to say to get you through this week? That's up. And then I know 4th of July is just kind of I definitely I'm not celebrating posts. I'm just not, I'm not going to celebrate other people's freedoms. I'm sorry, and stuff, that you might be free, but I'm not, and everything. Like I said, I'm in menopause. I don't have to worry about this personally. But for my daughters and granddaughters, and stuff, they're not free. So, I'm just, what do I have to celebrate for? I'm not going to go out there and, fireworks. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not spending any money on that day. There are a lot of women who are not going to be, just not going to do it. So, period. All right, let's kind of go ahead and see what Spirit has to say. There we go. Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands. Yes, yes, yes. God, wasn't she in the last read? Queen of Wands, the very first card. Is stuff. This is, by the way, I notice I say on stuff a lot, but when I get on a roll, it's hard to control my repeat nature. But yes, we have to step into our power. You magical women queens. We are going to do it. We're getting stronger and stronger. And definitely the magical women need to step out. Anybody who's got any kind of power organization. But even this week, I do feel, just like I said, that 4th of July, women are kind of start showing their force. There are those that have kind of vowed, I'm not going to buy gas. I'm not going to do this, that. Okay, I'm not going to spend money at the store. I'm not going to go on Amazon. And this is probably a good time to really do that. Just to be like, what would it be like in a world if women didn't buy anything? Okay, but more and more, we got to step into our power. Get your voices out there. Be heard. Do not be afraid to speak up. I know there are people that are like, I've lost friends. I'm starting to see what my friends were really about once I started being outspoken about being pro-choice. I know you're gonna have that happen, and everything. Shit floats. Shit floats. You're going to see what people really believe. And stuff. You think you do, people, until something like this happens. Absolutely. But women, do not be afraid to step into your power. We got to be strong. You have power within you. You may feel powerless at the moment. They want you to feel powerless. You have more power than you realize. Let's go ahead and look at that. And then we've got the 3 cups reversed. My apologies. Just what I was saying. 3 of Cups is about a celebration, right? Right? Okay, and we're having 4th of July, okay? And a lot of us are just not feeling in a celebration mood. I'm not celebrating. If you don't feel like it, don't celebrate. But I'm not putting any kind of money, any kind of dollar. I know it's only one day and stuff, and it can only make so much of an impact. But it's just, we don't have a reason to celebrate. We just don't. With what's happening with women, obviously that case that I just read you of the 10-year-old, I'm not celebrating this crap. None of this. Okay, so I feel that this is going to be, a day where a lot of people just aren't going to celebrate it. Okay, there will still be people who do it. There will, but what for? What for? This is not the same country I woke up to a few years ago. Okay. So there we go. So we've got, let's see, this is, yes, oh God, I can't even read right now, my brain. Yes, the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. So one of the things also, just like I said, people out celebrating, I know we've got this kind of offering and everything. We got to pay attention, what Spirit has to say and everything. The messages, the signs, the synchronicities, that they are still offering, that connection. Pay attention to the signs and everything, the synchronicities and so forth. I know we're kind of down and we feel like Spirit isn't paying attention. Maybe feel a little empty and what's it all for? But no, actually this is a good time to connect to Spirit and to be able to get a little bit of answers and everything, to be able to know what kind of move that you need to make. But I know many feel kind of lost. There you go, 7 of Wands. You got to stand up, stand your ground. Like I said, and some of you that are watching right now, you may have already experienced this. You're seeing the true colors of maybe some of your friends or family, and what they believe. Shit floats. That's what happens. Okay, but you still got to stand your ground. If we do not get those voices out, and they're the main voice, that's not going to be good. You may lose people along the way. You may lose a job. Who knows? But you got to stand up and stand your ground. That's what the 7 of Wands is about. You're going to have to fight off. You may end up in a little bit of a debate with someone and things, but we got to do it. We got to do it. The Hierophant in the reverse position, yes, that religious right type of energy. Remember, see how he's kind of the Pope? It's all upside down. Yes, it is. It's all upside down. It's all backwards and everything. People imposing their religion, okay, that is infiltrating government, okay, that is also, depriving doctors of having a say in medical decisions. These are not people of medicine, okay? These are people that are religious, that just, that they're trying to have the government dictate what medicine does. It's ridiculous. It's, once again, a war on science. So this is where the Hierophant takes a very negative position here. Hierophant. Okay, so then we got the 9 of Wands. And yes, that action. We got to take action on this and get that movement. So we can't just sit here lying down. Just even just putting up a post or whatever we got to do. But also, yes, you got to put money in there, and I'm sure it's going to pop up. Look at, donating to certain causes that you believe in, that are going to stand by, your, choice. What you support is very important. Everything. But the Wheel of Fortune is popping up in there, that we can go into a positive direction. The crumbling has to take place first. We have to see everything, what is wrong with things, to be able to correct things and make things right. Maybe we need to make something stronger than rope, codified, absolutely. Let's go ahead and look at that. And we got the Three of Swords. I know that is a suffering card. Look at, wow, this deck is pretty, Sir Marchetti, but look at the angel is just, that I feel that's the way the angels feel. I feel that's the way the angels feel. But they all talk about the religious right, think they're doing the will of God. This is the way the angels feel. It's just, they're crying, they're weeping in heaven. Okay, because of sorrow and the suffering that's coming. They're weeping for this 10-year-old that has to go through this. It's incredibly sad. It's incredibly sad. The suffering that, especially that's leading to it is to come. So that's another thing, to protect our daughters, our granddaughters, the children. We have to speak up and do our best to stop this nonsense and everything. Here we go. So then we've got Seven of Wands, which can deal with offense and then also the defense. Okay, the Nine of Wands energy is what we've got popping up in there. So that's what we're going to, there's, the battles, here they come. But also when I look at even, we can break those barriers. We can stand up and we can break barriers. Now, one of the things, I talked about is trying to reach those fence sitters, people that may be on the fence or things, kind of try to challenge them if you have that ability. But yes, here we go. Okay, so we've got that Knight of Cups energy that is popping up in here. So that can be, very positive. One of the things we do, we definitely want to offer that love. We want to get that love energy there. We want, so we don't want to be totally ferocious and everything, but we want, we want to also, use our hearts, and show love and compassion. One of the things that is so problematic right now in this country is the lack of compassion, for other people. People have to have compassion. It is so problematic. It is so dangerous. It's a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay, this is popping up. So Knight of Pentacles, one of the things about that card, I've always said before, that particular woman, she has that self-love, that self-confidence, that sense of self-worth. She can stand very independent on her own. She doesn't necessarily need a man. There is a reversal. So one of the things you could see, definitely that spirit is hitting on here, is there are those who are trying to strip that away from a woman, that she does not have that confidence in herself, that she does not, she cannot value herself. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of women are not feeling valued, definitely. And a lot of this is affecting them. Also, the reversal can indicate a codependency type of energy. Is they do not want women to be independent like that Queen of Wands energy, right? They want her to be codependent on a man for everything and all that crap. Okay, we're just not doing that. We're not going backwards. I don't give a shit. And stuff. We've got the Page of Coins that is popping up in here. Yes, this can be my symbol or an announcement of pregnancy. Okay, that is one of the things that it could be as a message. Notice this is a page, and one of the things we were talking about, it can be sometimes a youth and stuff. And this is one of the big things. You're going to see more cases of it, sadly, with announcements of pregnancy, especially the youth. Another one, Page of Cups. Notice the pages. Pages can be my youth. They are also the announcements and so forth. And one of the things, notice the Page of Cups is in the reverse, is that, like I said, the lack of empathy, the lack of sensitivity. What are we doing about our children? Why do we not care? What is happening? That children that are born here, okay, they should not be having to go through this. They should not have to go through this. This is horrible. And the Devil reverse. That's okay. We're just going to have to fight that devil energy. We're going to have to get free of the devil energy and get that toxic. That's the way it is. Let's kind of go ahead and look what we got. Except Seven of Swords reverse. Except, yep, that sneaky underhandedness, the betrayal and stuff. I know many of you feel betrayed. Absolutely. A lot of lies and deceit that we have dealt with. Just like I said, when we talked about the lying of those that got onto the Supreme Court. This was deception. But we've got the King of Cups. A lot of eyes on Biden right now. That has been my Biden card. He is Scorpio. A lot of eyes on him. We got to have him say something, do something, and take some action. What is happening in this country? So many things here. And a lot of people, I know they want to blame him for this, blame him for that, and everything. But he needs to use his power as up to get that. But I know, a lot of you, are having some challenges. But just like you saw that Seven of Wands energy, stand up, stand your ground. But remember, we still got the Wheel of Fortune. It's a spirit. It's sometimes it's got to get bad. It's got to all fall apart before it can get good. And a lot of this is there has been exposure, okay, over especially the last few years, really trying to expose, because for us to really know what's happening, we now it's all being done in our faces. Okay, people were working, in the background for a while. Now it's all coming to light. It's tough to look at. It's tough to look at. I'm going to pull for my Divine Feminine deck here, though. I know, aspire you ladies, I know these are challenges. These are challenges. And yes, I will get, like I said, to answer that email, the super moon is probably right before it is when I'm going to kind of get a thing going on for, a good prayer vigil and that energy, get some positives in here. And so this is like, the Divine Feminine deck, was like those powerful women of past. So we've got Lala, the saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. And that's one of the things. What was I saying? We've got to say things. We got to speak up. We got to speak out. The power. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. So definitely using the power of, as she's a saint of spoken words, the power of spoken words. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Now, this is kind of interesting because this is a Pope one. Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Okay. And I know that's, we've got that Pope Joan energy, that Joan of Arc energy. Absolutely. Yeah, they got. Oh, I'd love a female Pope. I would love it. Everything would be changed. So we've also got Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Okay, so trust what you're hearing on the inside and everything. I know the presence of love is real. And that's why I try to especially let you guys know the power of love is stronger than anything. Okay, it really is stronger than anything on earth. I know there are times you're going to feel like it's soft. Remember that water message I was giving you? Love is the same way. It's powerful. It seems gentle, and it can be gentle, but it also can be a superpower. It's so amazing. I'm getting a lot of the religious. It's almost like the ones of the Christianity, the saints and stuff, and the patronesses are coming out, and they're all in support of women. Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. So while this almost feels impossible, she is saying it is possible. But that's very interesting that this is all coming out. I have all kinds. I have goddesses, all kinds in this deck. But it's so interesting. And there she is. I see, this is what I was talking about. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. And so one of the things also recognizing that which is causing suffering to be able to release it and stuff. Now we don't want to see suffering. Remember, this is the angels are weeping. They don't want to see suffering. Spirit actually, the real spirit, I want to say, does not want suffering. Okay, so the goal is to, especially in Buddhism, to alleviate suffering. We don't want to see it, and we have to stop causing suffering. We have to stop doing this. It's tragic. So I wanted to kind of inform you what is going on in the news. I know this is hard. But we have to get out, speak our voices. And if any of you are on the fence, if you ever want to have a conversation with me, no problem. You can even post in there if you want me to address a certain thing or a question. I'm more than happy to do that. I can certainly understand anybody being on the fence. Maybe they haven't been, had to be impacted personally, but this is something that they've thought of. I do feel the majority, like we said, the majority do want Roe. They want, they feel that there has to be, like for this child, they definitely don't want a child to have to go through pregnancy. They could possibly lose their life. Their little tiny bodies might not be able to do it. Okay. Or it can cause them damages that they can't have children one day, or even lifelong health problems because of something like that. So there are so many things. So a lot of people do definitely, there are some people who don't want, it just to be a totally open thing, but, maybe they're for some restrictions, but they're the majority, to save a mother's life, or especially children, the majority of people want it for causes like that. Everybody's got an opinion. It just needs to be a medical thing. Woman and doctor, leave it there. That's the way it needs to be. That's the way it's been for 50 years. It's supposed to be that way. And as you can see, when those provisions are there, all these people with some kind of interest with, a mother and her womb, which the womb is so symbolic for the sacred. Okay, that is the sacred, the divine feminine. And there's an attack on it. There is a war on it right now, and making it to be something else. So, but, I know it's some tough stuff, but yes, like you said, the Three of Cups is reversed. It's, celebration is on, it's just, nope, I'm not going to be doing it, of course. And a lot of us are not going to be doing it because it seems that freedom, you could say, is only for so many people in this country, for a select few. So I do hope you enjoyed this read.